Hello, hello. Yeah. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is the first time you are joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not the first time. Thank you for coming back. So I'm going to be doing an energy update for everybody. Hello. Hold on, let me just figure myself out. 1 second. 1 second. Un momento. All right. So I did share this out. I had to make sure I shared it out. So yeah, I asked the energy what this update was going to be about, and I'm told they're watching and that they can feel. Sorry. I just saw something. They're watching and they can feel you. Everybody seems to be feeling everybody at this point. There is a huge shift in everyone's consciousness. People are developing sensitivities that they didn't used to have. It's definitely something that can be very challenging for people to navigate, but hang in there, okay? Hang in there. Yes, Crystal, it should give you chills because they can feel ya. They can feel ya. Right. I don't know if I like that or not either. Like, what exactly are you feeling? Where are you feeling that and with what? Okay, so let me just focus. Let me focus on our reading. Whew. I was live a few minutes ago. Well, actually more than a few minutes ago on Facebook. And I kind of had this epiphany. I went to the gym earlier. For those of you, while I'm preparing our cards, for those of you that were watching the other day, I had somewhat of a freak out over the realization that there might have been some folks who have recorded me working out, which I guess that's a normal occurrence. But it freaked me out. I almost didn't want to go to the gym anymore. I know that it's not necessarily about being recorded at the gym. I know it goes far deeper than that, like some sort of soul realization. But I went today, totally forgot about my freak out. I went today and I worked out, back to lifting heavy. And it dawned on me, I feel amazing. The struggles, the emotional and energetic struggles that I was having since the retrograde began, they're pretty much gone. So now I'm kind of wondering, is the key to dealing with a Mercury retrograde like really using up all of that extra energy that would normally be allotted for like frustration, and the frustration kind of, okay, I just dropped everything. That frustration kind of coming from our resistance to processing what Mercury is trying to get us to purge. So kind of just think about that, okay, guys? I'm almost done with pulling cards. Okay. We're not going to get salty this time, okay? We lifted heavy. We're feeling amazing. So we're not going to be salty. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit, just because that's who we are. We're salt. We're of salt. Call me Leslie. You get that? You know what I'm saying? You see what I did there? It was stupid. Okay. So, okay. So based on the title, they can feel you. Card number 13, power of attraction. They can feel you. You are attracting to you the very things that you are needing in order to level up even further. And this feeling that you're feeling, I don't know who they are feeling, it has to do with a very deep soul connection. Okay, so we can go ahead and label this card energy as whatever, however you want to label that. Soulmate, karmic connection, flame, twin flame if you want, if you really need to, twin ray if you really need to. But this is something that's a very deep connection. It transcends this life. It existed before this life. It will continue to exist after this life. So now you're pulling this back in. One or both is really aligning everything within the mind, and the pathway that allows for the energies, the thoughts, the exchange to occur between these two are being reestablished. Okay, are being reestablished. So, and this is not about spiritual fuckboyism or spiritual fuckgirlism. Okay, a lot of us mistake that twin label for, you know, fuck boys and fuck girls. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. This has to do with your spiritual development. We're trying to move beyond that wound. Okay, because that really is a wound. Card number 25, phenomenon, be still and listen to the spirits. If you're feeling a pulling, like you're being drawn into something, you don't really know what it is, you don't know who it is, there's a potentiality that that realignment is being initiated by both of your souls. This is, again, beyond the whole romance thing. This is very deep spiritual growth, very deep soul lessons that are being learned. You have to quiet yourself and quiet that whatever, like irritation, anger, whatever it was that you were feeling in regards to this connection. If you already know who it is, quiet that down and allow your higher self to speak to you. Allow their higher self to speak to you, because this reconnection does not necessarily mean suddenly one of you is going to message the other. It doesn't necessarily mean suddenly one of you is going to be sending flowers, and it doesn't mean that. Let's try and go beyond what our human mind is limiting this connection to. It's so much beyond that. Soulmate, twin connection, karmic connection, whatever it is, it's beyond what we're thinking right now. So let's allow ourselves to experience some type of gratitude for this reconnection. This reconnection, whether it's just energetic, whether you just kind of exchange a couple messages, catch up, and then don't continue a friendship, whether it's something that really becomes a full-fledged romance, just be grateful that the reconnection is occurring, so that way you can once again begin your process actively learning, choosing to consciously learn these spiritual lessons you're needing to learn. Mercury retrograde with the whole Pisces aspect in it is a beautiful time to really dive deep into the core lessons you came into this life to learn. Does that mean you're going to master or fully learn these lessons during the retrograde? Probably not. If we're going to be very honest and realistic with ourselves, you're probably not going to finish it. But to initiate it right now and allow these energies to really purge the unnecessary feelings, unnecessary hurt, unnecessary confusion, assumptions, it's a good time for that. It's a very good time for that. And just set the intention that whatever learning occurs right now, whether alone or reunited with another individual, it's for your highest level of growth, so that you can elevate, amplify, and maximize your potentiality. Okay, let's not make it about someone else, guys. Let's allow ourselves to really dive deep into ourselves. If this whole twin thing is something that keeps resonating with you, just know, even a soulmate, they can be a projection of an internal circumstance if you're really good at avoiding then oftentimes your soul will recruit other people to reflect what's going on inside so you can deal with it externally and have your awareness be brought to that internal circumstance. Okay. But no, not everyone that stands before you is a mirror of you. Okay. Not everyone is mirroring your current state or a future state. Sometimes it's just a reminder of how far you've come. Sometimes it's just a reminder of what you never want to be. Okay. So card number 8. Card number 8, Chiron, healing. It's time to allow the healing to occur. That healing is going to be very, very difficult for all of us. If you allow the necrotized energetic flesh to remain in that wound. These are the parts of you that died when you got wounded. All right, just kind of let that sink in. For some of us, we had a connection with someone else, or we became aware of aspects of ourself and we disconnected from it for one reason or another. We became disconnected, and it kind of gave way to a moment of wounding, internal wounding, something that really hurt us deep down to our core. It's not necessarily that someone else intended to hurt you or that their actions were geared towards hurting you. Sometimes what we have to recognize is, especially with the whole twin thing, if it's your true twin, sometimes they have no real idea that they are reflecting your own wounds. You don't even realize you're projecting your wounds on someone else. It's time to stop with the like, well, they did this to me, kind of logic. Just really, what was I supposed to learn from that? What hurt me so much about the interactions or lack thereof? What was it? What was it about my masculine and feminine energies that I need to address within myself? Not to bring someone else back to you, but to align your higher self and your earthly self to create that realignment so that energy can flow freely through you, to you, and through you. You have to allow this healing. Okay. Again, this healing is not going to be someone else's job. It's not someone's job outside of you to heal you. That's just like, well, so what? Life is about learning. Yes. You have to learn these lessons for yourself, by yourself, for yourself. Sometimes people will be brought back to you. Sometimes new people will arrive to help trigger this learning process. And that's all it is. If the whole twin topic triggers you like it triggers me, I know it has nothing to do with another individual. I know it has everything to do with me and this finally seeing how the behaviors that I thought, it's no big deal, how it affects other people. Because really, what triggered me? The fact that for whatever reason, I'm assuming they got triggered and I felt it and they were trying to maintain their trigger. And because I felt the triggering and didn't cognitively realize I'm feeling their triggering, I got triggered my damn self. And then so all of that stuff popped back up for me, stuff that existed within me way before I was even aware this person existed. So, really, did someone else hurt me? No. No. That person was a reflection of what I have a tendency to do. I get triggered, I go mute, I disappear. And then I finally felt that for the first time, where there was no, I don't think there was drama, to be honest. I got triggered, they felt the trigger, they got triggered, I felt them get triggered, I was like, I'm out! I'm out! Yeah, no, we can't even be friends, bro. We can't even be friends. And that triggered me. So really, if you look at what's happened in your journey, did someone else actually hurt you? Or did you become aware of certain things about yourself that hurt you? Because most people, I don't allow myself to get attached to people. And so when it gets a little uncomfortable and I leave. I'm just like, well, you have other friends. It's no big deal. I'm no big deal to you. You have so many other friends. Me growing quiet and disappearing shouldn't be an issue. You know? And a lot of people be like, that's an issue. How can you just, well, I didn't understand until my own reflection became mute. And then that triggered all of these things within me that have to do only with me, because I do have abandonment issues. I have issues with rejection, abandonment, betrayal. And so I recognized in that moment, I disappear from other people because I beat them to the punch. I have this assumption that they're going to leave. So let me just leave first. So that way I feel like I have some sense of control. I have some sense of say, you didn't reject me. I left. And I'm not leaving because you're bad. I'm just leaving because I need to process. No, boo-boo. You felt something uncomfortable that started triggering an internal thing regarding some sort of childhood rooted abandonment or rejection issues. You don't even know where it comes from, but that's what you're doing. Be honest with yourself. And it took me a few years to have this conversation with myself. So really, it's about allowing your masculine and feminine to come back together and have this conversation. The masculine energy within me, because my energy is much more masculine than it is feminine. The masculine energy within me totally is like, beat him to the punch, beat him to the punch, beat him to the... And then the feminine was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And then the masculine's like, sit down, girl, brush your hair or something. So it becomes this whole thing that you have to recognize the masculine and the feminine within you. This card is not about a man and a woman coming back together, the twins coming back together. This is about your internal circumstance, okay? This is about allowing your feminine aspects to begin nurturing the wounds inflicted on the masculine aspects, because we live in a patriarchal society that is not very nurturing or kind to the masculine. It's just not. It's not. And if you think I'm just talking about men, anatomical men, look at how women who have more masculine energy, look at how they're treated. Look at how they're regarded. Okay? Anything to do with masculine is bashed nonstop. Even the attempt to empower the feminine, very often the modern aspect of that includes the bashing of men in order to empower the woman. A real man, well, how about a real woman? A real woman doesn't need a real man to do shit for her. Doesn't need any of that. A real woman can stand as a woman, not compare herself to a man who is not a woman, and just be like, I love the goddess within myself. She's badass. She can handle shit. She'll get shit done. And if you want to be beside me as I do that, you got to handle your shit too. And then we can keep walking together. See how that works? I'm just saying, you know, if you really want to empower yourself, true empowerment has nothing to do with bashing another group. Nothing at all. It's an internal process. Internal. So card number 3, inspiration. Allow yourself to be inspired by what you've gone through. Life has provided you the bees that carry with them the potentiality of providing you sweetness or stinging you. And the stings really have to do with boundaries, right? Excuse me. A bee doesn't just randomly sting you. They'll sting you when they're enforcing their boundaries. You're encroaching. You are making them feel threatened. So what was it that stung you? This recognition that someone else has actually crossed some sort of boundary with you, and your refusal to protect or defend yourself to enforce that boundary. So really, no more of that victimhood mentality. We're going to allow ourselves to rise from that. Someone else didn't hurt you. Your unfair, unrealistic expectations of other people did. That's bottom line. Your unfair, unrealistic expectations of other people is what hurt you. It's what hurt you. It's not someone else. It's not someone else. I promise you that. It's not someone else. I recognize now what hurt me was my expectation, because at that time when I met this individual, there was this huge expectation of, oh my God, I found my best friend. We're going to be best friends for life, like for life. No matter how stupid I act, no, all my like little quirks that make me very difficult to be around, very difficult to love, they're going to see through that because they're me and I'm them, and they're going to be there forever. This is the one time in my life I don't ever have to worry about them leaving because of my fear of not being enough, my fear of like being too weird and not fitting in, and just all the weird I do weird shit, you guys. I do weird shit to cope with my life. And what hurt me? The quiet, or my expectation that they would understand what that quiet meant, that they would understand. When I feel you getting close to my heart space, I feel myself like loving you completely and totally. It freaks me out. So I'm going to get real quiet. I'm going to look for reasons why I can justify this assumption that you're going to screw me over at some point, and I need to cut you out now. But is that fair to someone else, to expect someone who doesn't really know you to understand all of this? Right. See, Marcy understands. And, again, it's about turning the focus back around, back on you, not to blame, but to help you understand your own process, to help you heal yourself. Because really, the only person that can heal yourself is you. They feel you, you feel them. And what does that do? It reflects back to you these feelings that you've not been wanting to address. You haven't been wanting to look at it, you haven't been wanting to address it. And that's okay. You needed time. You needed time to process. You needed time to find your center, to find your confidence and your courage. And now you're getting it. Okay? Now you're getting it. And if they need to come back to help you learn more lessons, then they'll come back. And if you can do this on your own, bravo. Bravo. Seriously. Stop seeing it as, oh, they just didn't come back. No. They've done their part. They've gifted you with your self-realization, an opportunity to realize and actualize your truth. That's beautiful. That's powerful. That's a form of love that many human beings just don't quite grasp. It's too raw. It's too real. It's not sugar-coated. So it's difficult to digest. Card number 32, tangibility, make your dreams real. What type of life do you dream about? I mean, beyond the material things, beyond this concept of romance that Hollywood tries to program within us. I just want to let you guys know, the romantic movies that you guys watch, it's all lies. You're never going to have that. You're never going to have that. And if that's something that you're waiting for in this life, you will forever be unhappy and feeling unloved and probably living alone. If that's what you're waiting for, you're never going to have that, because it does not exist. It doesn't. Now, if you can wrap your mind around the fact that a real relationship, one that's viable and sustainable long-term, includes disagreements. And those disagreements, the arguing, especially the really intense ones, they forge a deeper bond. You're not falling in love, you're growing in love. You are planting the seeds, growing an orchard, one that can sustain itself, one that provides nourishment for everyone involved, one that can provide you the raw material from which to build a mansion for your soul to exist within, a mansion grown in love. I mean, really, you're not going to fall into that. You ever fell into money? No. It's just, no. Okay? No, it's not going to happen. It's really is not going to happen. Okay? Well, for those of you like, there's the lottery. Well, go ahead and you go search up what's happened to everyone who's won the lottery. How's that worked out? Are they happy? Yeah, no. Card number 12, boundaries. This is about you still maintaining your boundaries, okay? Maintain your boundaries. Does she feel fear? No, she's just aware. That's it. Just be aware, maintain your boundaries, use discernment, allow yourself to be naked in your truth. Card number 11, Pluto, transformation. This is a period of transformation. Whatever it is that you feel, whatever it is that you think, it is ushering you toward, it's ushering you towards this point where the scales will tip and you'll suddenly find yourself an elevated, evolved version of your consciousness. We're not trying to be someone else. We're just trying to evolve. Okay. So people living deeply have no fear of death. Ooh, wow. That was hot. The passion behind that was hot. People living deeply have no fear of death. Why are you so afraid of your old parts dying? Why are you so afraid of letting go of the parts of you that are no longer sustainable? People are so afraid of this spiritual, shamanic death. The only thing guaranteed in this life, from the moment you're born, the only thing guaranteed in this life is death. Only thing guaranteed. Everything else changes. So allow the parts of you that are no longer sustainable, no longer in alignment, allow it to die with grace. Let it go. Release it. Release it with love. It's scary for some people. That's okay. It's scary for many people, actually. And what happens is you go through a mourning process. You process. And then you move forward. That's all you can do. Process and move forward. So let's see. This dwarf planet tends to inspire unwelcome surprises. Pluto can be like a tower collapsing in your life, a life from which you must rebuild from debris and also inspiration. Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. It's a controlled demolition, the dark night of the soul. We've talked about this before. Many of us are going to be experiencing this as you become ready to ascend. And what is ascension? Self-destruction. Whoever told you that ascension can be attained by simply meditating, positive vibes, high vibe culture, I don't think they know what ascension is. Ascension is a rebirthing, and I've never seen a birth that wasn't messy, painful, one that just shifts everything about you. And I came across this quote or this thought. Someone had written something. It was a while ago, but it's really stuck with me. The woman that exists after the child is born is a new woman. Before that baby came into this life, that mother hadn't existed yet. And that goes for I mean, I have quite a few kids. I do. I have quite a few kids. And with every birth, I become a different mother. Before the next child is born, I have these fears of, is my heart big enough to love yet another human being in this way, so fully and completely? It's not that I'm partitioning my heart and giving parts of my heart to my children. It's like I grow a whole nother heart. A new heart is grown simply to love that human. Ooh, my dear friend Takesha Firefly Martinez, seriously talented poet and prophetess. She calls her children her heartbeats. They're her heart walking and beating outside of her chest. Ooh, I'm like, girl, take me to church. I love talking to her. Transformation. This is what you're going through, a transformation. It's about renewal and rebirth. Okay. It brings to the surface things that have been hidden or are felt deep inside. These are sometimes painful to confront, or they are embarrassing or taboo. Yeah, no, it's embarrassing and taboo for me to be like, oh yeah, no, I was the one that was tripping. Because I was. When am I not tripping? Come on now. You should know that by now. When am I not tripping? So card number 7, legacy of light. You're leaving a legacy of light. Every person you come across, you leave a piece of yourself with them, a piece of your light, with a promise that if they ever lose their way during a dark night of their soul, that little piece will glow just enough. That memory of you is a little piece that stays with them and will glow just enough to help them find their way back onto their path. At least that should be the goal. That should be the goal. That every interaction you have with an individual leaves behind, gifts them a tiny shard of your light, so that if they ever lose their way, just the mere thought of you, the memory of you, even if you've gone somewhere completely different in life, the thought of you glows just enough to help them find their way back to themselves. Not back to you, but back to themselves. That's the greatest gift you could ever give another person. Not to always be beside them, but to love them in such a way that sets them free. And should they ever need that shard of your glow, will help them find their way back to themselves. That's love. That's love. You don't hold on to things. You don't hold on to people. You love them in a way that grows their wings, and then you encourage them to fly. So card number 9, honor yourself. You're a gift. You're a gift unto all who come across your path, including yourself. Don't forget yourself. You are a gift. If there's someone out there that can feel you and you don't realize, you refuse to acknowledge the gravity of who and what you are to other people, don't you think they feel that too? Don't you think if they truly have a genuine celestial type of love for you, an Amna love, that it hurts them to see that you can't see what you are for them? So honor yourself. Gift them yet again with your presence. How beautiful is it to see the one thing that you love being separated from you, but still growing, thriving? Tell me that's not beautiful. As a parent, to know that you've done whatever you could and now your child's off in the world doing whatever they're doing and they're thriving. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's a gift. So honor yourself. Allow yourself to see who and what you are, not just for yourself, but for other people as well. And this is not about external validation. This is about a moment of gnosis, allowing your hope and your faith to ripen into a state of knowing. When you have hope, you hope for the best, but you don't really know what's going to happen. So let's just hope. When you have faith, you're like, well, I'm trusting something outside of me is going to make this happen. But when you allow all of that to ripen, when you allow yourself to transform from a toddler mentality, a toddler state of your consciousness, to a full-grown adult, you then enter into a state of knowing, gnosis, where you know, no matter what happens, I will be okay. No matter what happens, no matter what path I choose, my soul will provide for me. And as I provide for other people, the experiences, interactions, inspiration, whatever it is, as I provide for other people, my soul will in turn reflect that desire to provide and will provide for me. So it's all about entering a state of gnosis, okay? Card number 15, action. When you know something and you still sit there, does it do anything for you? Does it do anything at all? 81% at 936, 999. Does it do anything for you? Sitting there, just sitting there. Like, I know this is why I have an issue with prayer, because there's this misconception that prayer is enough. Prayer paired with action, powerful, powerful. You have to pair action with intent for a result to occur. Because if you don't, And you just sit there and wait and wait and wait for something to come of nothing. And then you turn around and you blame creation and you blame other people for not providing for you. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So begin recognizing the types of action that are necessary. Sometimes what we need to recognize the most is that action is like a dance. It's like the cha-cha. It's not always forward movement. Sometimes it's a little bit of backward flow that's necessary. A little bit of backing up so you can see the grand picture. Fifth house, card number 29, creativity. This card, it doesn't look very friendly. Excuse me. Hold on, guys. Oh, I love that. Every child is an artist. The problem is staying an artist when you grow up. Be happy. Give yourself the gift of happiness. There you go. This card indicates that you have created or will begin to create something to be proud of, something that will bring others joy. It may have you on a stage or just an area where adults can let down their hair and become as children, responsive, joyful, and free. Going back to what I was saying, allow your love to grow them wings and then encourage them to fly. So let's see. Okay. Let me not revert that. Okay. I'll just read this. Since the fifth house is a natural house position for the sign Leo, someone close to you, a potential lover, a mate, or the two of you together will make a striking appearance. Okay. It's time to go out and be seen. This card may turn up during the time of budding romance. Perhaps your current relationship will go through a positive transformation, or perhaps there is a new potential mate on the scene. Okay. Let's see. This card is all about finding joy and creativity and self-expression with a promise of a jubilant return to childhood. All is possible now. Most important thing is to move forward. So this ties to the Six of Cups, the bliss of childhood, creativity, the stage, staying open, having fun, festivities, free expression. All right. Allow the lessons that you're needing to learn in this Mercury retrograde cycle to be expressed in whatever way they need to be expressed. If that includes the arrival of other people, then that includes the arrival of other people. If it doesn't include the arrival of other people, then it doesn't include the arrival of other people. Just be open. The more you try and place restrictions upon your higher self to provide you with the components you need for your growth, the harder it is for your higher self to do what it needs to do and accomplish what it needs to accomplish. So I'm going to just pull a couple more cards just for a good time. Let's see. Oh, this retrograde is like the confirmation retrograde. Possibly. People are born geniuses, but the process of living de-geniuses them. Ooh, Buckminster Fuller. That's like this one quote. I think it was by, I want to say it was by, what the hell is your name? Albert. Albert Einstein. What up, Bert? So he said something about geniuses and fish. I don't remember it now. Let's see. Okay, cards are flying out. Like something like a fish will never know it's a genius. You know what? Now I gotta find it. Here we go. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it is stupid. That's deep. That's deep. I like Bert. I don't think he brushed his hair either. I'm just saying. Geniuses don't brush their hair. I know, I sure don't. Okay, girl, this ain't about you. Just pull the cards. Just pull the cards, girl. Pull the cards. You're running out of time. You have sessions starting. 2, 4, 5. 5 being the number of change. Ooh, 6. 6 being the number of receiving. So Queen of Wands, positive, fiery, outspoken. Maybe you need to begin pulling in this Queen of Wands energy and allow yourself to begin speaking to your higher self. Begin speaking to your guardians and guides. Instead of just staying in a state where you allow other beings to speak to you, to dictate to you. I mean, you guys have seen me talking to Michael, who has been talking this whole time. I've been actively ignoring him. Actively. Because I will not be dictated to. I just won't. I won't. And I understand that he's kind of just trying to help me further understand the messages and how they apply to my personal life. But Queen of Wands, you will not dictate to me. I'm outspoken. I have my own mind. I will make up my own mind on certain things. And I'm just saying. Okay. So 5 of Swords, losses. All is not lost as you still have 3 swords remaining, giving you the upper hand. Do you need the upper hand? Or just a reminder that you are not going to be defeated by circumstance, by life, by a sense of loss, by a sense of discomfort? I don't think you need those swords. I honestly don't. It's okay for you to be a warrior, a peaceful one. That's the beautiful thing about sovereignty. Live your life by the code of Bushido. Bushido asks the warrior to discern, is the one who stands before me requesting my presence in a battle, are they a worthy adversary? Can I very easily defeat them? Because if the answer is yes to easily defeating them and no to being a worthy adversary, that is a waste of your time and a dishonor to your soul. It just is. Live your life with integrity. Live your life with an integrity that doesn't cease when people aren't watching. Be your authentic self, full of integrity, full of compassion, full of grace and love. And this is not about like that whole high vibe culture that encourages people to participate in spiritual narcissism, spiritual bypassing, shaming. Like, no, if someone pisses you off, you have a right to feel however you feel. And if they didn't want you to be angry, if they didn't want you to talk to other people about your feelings regarding how they treated you, then they should have behaved better. Bottom line. So, okay. The Emperor has popped up. Stability or stabilizing influence coming into your life. Is that right? Is that right? Okay. You better knock first. That's all I got to say. I'm joking, Michael. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, 3 wise men, baby in the manger, all the animals in the field. Calm down. I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just saying. Okay? Strength, inner strength, confrontation with yourself or other people, or with archangels. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. You got wings, right? Use them. Fly away. King of Swords. Okay. Cold, abrasive, demands respect. Well, if this Emperor comes back, because it says coming into your life, if this Emperor comes into my life, being cold, abrasive, demanding respect, then we're going to have a fucking confrontation, because I'm pulling in that Queen of Wands energy. And motherfucker, you may have 2 swords, but I have 3. Oh, there we go. The dance of life. 2 steps forwards, 2 steps back. Paul Abdul, opposites attract, and 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. It would really benefit you and the work that you do to really just stay out of my hair. King of Cups. Okay. Man over 25 years, blue eyes, fair or brown hair, gentle, emotional, and shy. So what is this then? Okay. What is this? What is this? What is this whole King of Swords? Brown eyes, brown hair, cold, abrasive, demands respect. And then we got this blue eye, fair or brown hair, gentle, emotional. Are they bipolar? Is this the same person? This was a beautiful reading until I started interacting with you. I'm just saying. It was a beautiful reading until I started interacting with you and letting your words filter into my head. I'm just saying. This is just a recognition. I am not talking shit. I'm talking truth. I'm talking truth. Okay? Talking truth. You talk, I talk. That's how it works. You talk, I talk. That's how it works. All right, let's go ahead. Pull a couple cards because I'm going to get going in a minute or two. Let's just, since Michael wants to behave like an animal. I'm just kidding. God, I'm just kidding. You are behaving like an animal, you freaking beast. It's kind of like a sarcastic joke, but kind of true. Well, you know, you just elevated my levels of sodium. So deal with it. Deal with it. Okay, here goes. Let's just, this is going to be your energy and the energy of whatever's approaching you. Okay. So, okay, ew, the energy of what's approaching you. Okay, so here goes. Your energy is the moth and the snake. The moth tends to exist in darkness. You've been in a dark night of the soul for quite a bit. That's okay. That's okay. You're drawn to the light. Now, snakes can eat moths. So it's like you have totally been a state of shedding. In addition to that, you are also in this cycle, or you've been in this cycle of, trying to consume yourself, eating yourself. You know, you're just chasing your own tail. You have to recognize what cycles you're in. As above, so below. Look at that. As above, so below, meeting in center. So you're pulling in quite a bit of energy. This is really helping to support your process of shedding, of once again inspiring you to begin looking for the light. Okay, because that's what moths do. They look for the light. They're drawn to the light. So, tarantula. We're going to have to, I don't know what a tarantula means. I have, okay. Impulsive, hasty, wishful. You talking shit to me again, Michael? You better not be talking shit to me again. I swear to God. I'm getting real tired of you talking shit to me. Let me just. Okay, you know. Is there a mute button? I think mute button. I pressed the mute button. So tarantula at a crossroad, claiming life's purpose. So whoever this is that's feeling you, that's trying to reconcile within their mind, approaching you, or whether they'll approach you, they're at a crossroad. They're going through something on their own. I believe tarantulas burrow, don't they? I believe so. So this energy, when in balance, they'll follow their intuition. When out of balance, they'll hesitate, over intellectualize, intellectualize. They're going to overthink. They're going to overthink and overthink and overthink. And I'm wondering if maybe that's why they've been feeling you. I'm wondering if super glue can be used on Michael's mouth, because I don't want to hear you at this point. In order to find true happiness, you must choose Dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. Let me just relax my face. I'm just gonna relax my face is what it is. Mm-hmm. Okay. Golden egg, message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. The magical sense of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga or meditation. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart. Staying open to any response you hear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you're seeing an old friend that's been away for a long, long time. Listen to the message they've been wanting to tell you. We're just going to keep this one for later thinking. This one needs to be thought of a little bit more. They're coming home. You're coming home. You're both coming home to center. The subtle essence of the golden egg is nested deep within the heart center at the fourth chakra. This chakra, called Anahata, is the home of the self or soul. By bringing the mind into the center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous space. It's said our inner guide sits there in deep meditation, waiting for us. Anahata translates as the unstruck sound. That's actually beautiful. That's actually beautiful. We're going to take this card out. We've already received the message. So I have time for a final card. Oh, you've grown silent, haven't you? All right. Someone is finally quiet. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Ooh, hold on. Okay, so this is a final message. This message comes from the higher self of whoever it is that's feeling you. Again, this could be anybody. It could even be a celestial being. It doesn't have to necessarily be another human. Let's just... Okay, I will shuffle one more time. Because I was rotten to you a few minutes ago, I will listen to you now. The 15th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the card that nearly fell out of the deck and that I shoved back in. That was a good one. That was a good one. I heard you when you said, wait, no. That's why I shoved it back in. That was a good one. Well played, my friend. Well played. All right. Here's the card from your higher self. No, from the higher self of the person that's feeling you. Card number 11, Sacred Convergence. Roaming about town, the master was holding a light, saying, I am weary of the demons and the beasts. A human is what I'm longing for. The human cannot be found. We have searched. What cannot be found is what I'm longing for. Although poor and needy, I will not accept small pieces of ruby. The mine of the finest rubies is what I'm longing for. One hand holding a cup of wine and the other the curls of the beloved. A dance like this in the middle of the circle is what I'm longing for. How I have longed for you, my very own. Look no further, for the family beyond your family, the relationship beyond all other relationships, the great love that unveils all other loves to be mere reflections of the one great and true love is here, for you, now. It is I who has sought you through the stirrings of your own heart. Yes, 'twas I, hidden beneath every secret, yearning for something more, something full, something special, something all-encompassing. Behind every yearning, always I have hidden. Now I show myself to you that you may become so filled with the same passionate devotion that I hold for you, that your mind will fall away, overwhelmed by the sheer intensity of love, tossed into an ocean of silent, unending bliss. Come to me, we are to be one now, in sacred convergence of silent, eternal passion. Sacred convergence indicates a coming together of souls in alignment with a greater cause. This greater cause is both personal and impersonal. There's an aspect of joining together for common purpose, although that purpose may not be immediately obvious at a level of day-to-day consciousness. That common soul purpose may be to lift each other into greater love and self-belief, to shed fear and open the heart, filling each individual soul with more holy fire for its personal passionate purpose. You'll have a sense when this process is happening. There will be a coming together of you with like-minded souls who hail from all walks of life, and yet together through some invisible genius, you will help each other. You may simply be dancing in the same room or singing in a group, attending a class or workshop, or just visiting the same beach or parkland. But at that moment, there will be a sense of something coherent and nourishing happening at a far greater level. The trickle-down effect into your personal life will be felt too. You'll have more energy after spending time with these people, even if you don't interact very much on a personal level, beyond being in the same space. You'll feel empowered to step forward on your path and love yourself with less conditions. You'll become freer to shed your fears, let go of relationships based in fear and judgment, and open up to those more loving, responsive, and inspiring to continue your personal journey in increasingly profound ways. This oracle has come to you because you're part of a greater sacred convergence happening now. Perhaps you have already sensed its progression, or perhaps it will not be obvious to you, but the effect, whether obvious or subtle, will be important to your soul development and divine awakening. You're being asked to drop defenses and barriers towards groups of people that feel good for you. However, those that dampen your spirits or drag you down are to be dispensed with, no matter what games of blame or manipulation they may play to keep you coming back for more. No, that shall not do for your soul growth now. Just step away. Turn towards those connections that feel nourishing to your soul. And learn to share yourself without fear. Just be. You do not have to force the planets to spin or the great cycles of the soul to happen. All that's required is that you show up for what's offered to you now. Do your part. Take your steps. Dance, sing, and be, and allow the gifts of sacred connection to change your world, for this is a spiritual gift presented to you now. This oracle comes with a special message. Perhaps you've been thinking about shedding lower vibrational connections based in the ego world of power games, sabotage, manipulation, and fear. Perhaps you have already begun this process, or even shed so many you're fearing you might have overpruned to be left without nothing and no one. Do not fear, feisty angel of love. Your truth is prevailing. You cannot stay in a vibration of fear if you want to dwell in a vibration of love. While you learn to sustain that vibration within you until it cannot be rattled by any crisis or demand, you are wise to place yourself in more nourishing connections. If you want a plant to grow, why not give it the best soil and conditions to do so? Certainly, the plant of love can and will grow in the most inhospitable conditions, but it can be rather more joyful to grow in gentler, more nourishing conditions if possible. This oracle comes to you with guidance that the possibility for more joyful relationships and growth of love within you is your power. You can choose each day, each moment, just make a choice. Trust yourself, your discernment, and your intuition, and choose. You do not owe anyone anything. Ooh, that's deep. Let me read that again. You do not owe anyone anything. You simply are here to grow. Shit. I'm late. I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I'm coming back later for Pisces. Love you guys. Toodles. Bye.